September ended fire season the earliest in nearly 4 decades. The overall 923 wildfires were reported across the state of Oregon, burning approximately 16,800 acres. That's about 450% less than the burn the year before. But with a relatively quiet fire season, future fire seasons aren't expected to be as mild.
Fire season's kind of a crapshoot sometimes. You never know exactly what you're going to get.
Fire season 2019 was a busy one for firefighters, with total fires up 5%. But the real win was keeping the acreage down to 58% below the 10-year norm.
A part of it is response time and adapting to the new fire season that we've been experiencing over the last several years.
As climate change brings more extreme weather across the globe, here in the Pacific Northwest, the 2018 National Climate Assessment predicts hotter summers and potentially even 30% drier summers by the end of the century. This will lead to longer, more intense fire seasons.
So all of our model projections are for longer fire seasons, which we've already seen in the Pacific Northwest, and they're just going to get longer.
Despite seeing extreme fire seasons the past few years, 2019 was a milder season, including 2 ODF team deployments, one of those being down to the Milepost 97 fire in southern Douglas County. Even with milder seasons, fuel still build up, though, for future seasons.
And if you have less fire activity, then certainly all that accumulation stays in place, and it's available the following year or 2 or 3 years or 5 years later for it to actually burn.
Reducing these fuels is key to lowering the intensity of future wildfires.
Timber stands that don't necessarily have clearance from the ground to the crowns, allowing those ladder fuels to bring the fire up, that increases the severity and intensity of fires, and it makes them more destructive overall.
The Oregon Department of Forestry is taking action to reduce these fuels through prescribed fire logging and fuel treatments.
Working with our federal partners to go through acre by acre and really minimizing those fuels, which means thinning tree stands that we know would be more fire resistant, more fire resilient, and then taking those smaller diameter trees that aren't going to go anywhere on the market, but that are a hazard on the forest floor.
But unfortunately, fuel reduction programs are a long-term, never-ending effort.
It's not going to be a quick turnaround. There's no trigger that just makes it all better overnight.
These programs can be the difference in saving your community.
We know that it works. We have plenty of examples where we've had fuels reduction treatment through prescribed fire, and when the wildfire came through, we were able to take a stand.
While ODF and their local and federal partners are taking steps to better protect communities, it is important for you to do your part and firewise your property. It ultimately could be the difference in saving your home.
It's not just something that happens in Southern Oregon. It's not just something that happens out in the woods. Wildfire impacts all Oregonians. And so it's up to all Oregonians to really raise that awareness and work together for a solution moving forward.
With a winter forecast of ENSO neutral, is a bit of a toss about what we'll see with this winter and spring in terms of rainfall. That will be critical to be how dry we'll be heading into next summer. If we do end up drier, another year of above normal fire potential is likely.